Welcome to the podcast with many names, Precious. This is Smeagol. And this is Graham. Sponsored by Mountain Dew Zero. Precious, I prefer regular Mountain Dew. No, Zero is the way to go. But Precious, the regular Mountain Dew is just as flavorful. No, it is without sugar.
Hacksaw Ridge, PJ.
Yes,
No, it wasn't.
His name was
Doss.
Robert Paulson.
Doss?
His name was Doss.
No.
It was Lieutenant Doss.
I believe it was Robert Paulson.
And that's
That's
Fight
Robert
Club.
Pattinson.
We don't talk about that.
You just talked about it.
No, I didn't.
Robert Pattinson? Dinosaur? Not dinosaur.
Dinosaur.
Speaking of Robert Pattinson.
Robert Pattinson Dinosaur Podcast.
Speaking of Robert Pattinson, did you see the more information about him? They are saying he's most likely going full detective mode.
I did just buy the Lighthouse, yes.
No, like the
I
thing.
did buy it, yeah.
They were looking at
I
the
bought-
chest piece.
I bought that
Some people are
at
analyzing.
Redbox.
They're analyzing the outfit and that chest piece. The bat symbol supposedly is the gun that shot the parents, and they're like broken up into pieces. They're making it look like he's the.
That's
What?
stupid. That's
They're making it look like he's the less
Dude, we
less
just got canceled.
fighter one is the new ones.
yeah.
No, that's what? So the gun is.
The gun's
can just
broken.
edit that out.
The 6-shooter gun is that like they're saying that supposedly.
And that's what makes him decide to be a bat because it looked like a bat. That's dumb.
No, he just used it as a part of it as a symbol.
Because I thought he fell into a hole and was like,
Well,
We're not getting an origin story with this one, is what they're
Good.
saying.
that's time.
Yeah, no origin story. It's gonna be.
we are getting
2
a
years
lady
after.
Joker in the Flash movie, though. So,
We're getting what?
a female Joker in the Flash movie.
They're still going forward with the Flash movie.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah.
Is that Ezra still?
Who knows? It's DC, so it could change tomorrow.
No, I think they're primarily focusing on Batman right now.
No, they literally just said they're
Really?
gonna have a female Joker for Flash.
There really is two separate like sideline or like two things going, two timelines of here's the cool stuff.
Is
with
it
the
an actual
Joker.
Flash movie?
That's what it says on the article.
So we're getting a Flash movie and all the crap DCU, and then all of a sudden now we're getting the Joker, and we're also getting Batman that are going to be completely separate from that.
I could see them doing that in their little small DC
Well, we got
universe.
like a dark, realistic, gritty Batman universe, and then you have the separate Crisis on Infinite crap universe.
And you have
Hey,
the terrible Teen
My arrow
Titans
went out in the
universe.
right way on that one.
Okay.
Did I
but
check out after that? Yes.
All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Stephen Amell likes wrestling. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I've seen his wrestling, and it is not good.
They go on tour.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, when was that coming up?
So did
Your
the
brother
Wiggles.
was saying for the new
The Wiggles
WW.
also went on tour.
Which one's coming here? WWE, WWF?
Oh, it already happened. It was
Oh, it
like last Monday.
happened on Monday. At the convention center.
Oh yeah.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
we
say, do you want
live
to go?
in
But
Dallas.
I would have got there by like 9 or 10.
Yeah. We would not have missed anything.
Okay, well, let's talk about a
My
couple
childhood
things.
is dead.
I put something on here that we're all kind of passionate about. Prop 12. Why do you think it's doing so well?
Proper 12?
Proposition 12?
No, wait, what's it called?
What are we talking about? Coronavirus or Proper 12, the whiskey?
The whiskey.
Okay.
Oh. Whiskey in general.
What?
God's elixir.
I'm just... That'll be fun. I can get that. Actually, I don't think
We
it's
just had the first seismic earthquake in Dallas, recorded history.
So, I don't know. Why is it doing so well? Why do people like it? Is it because it's for the common man?
Well, it's backed by the fighter and the fact that he put it at a lower percentage.
When
it's
you're
cheap.
as charismatic as Conor McGregor, you can probably sell
He
anything.
put it at mid-level.
And the
it's
fact that
$30
it tastes pretty good and it's affordable,
Yeah.
I mean, there's no contest. I mean, when you're competing with Jameson, which tastes like piss, and Tullamore Dew, which tastes like goat piss. So, I mean, it's pretty easy to win that fight.
Yeah.
I also still haven't found an Irish whiskey that I'm like all about yet.
Yeah.
Not even that one?
It's all about the
That one's
Buffalo
fun to
Trace.
drink for his fights,
Yeah.
but I haven't found one that I like of Irish whiskeys yet.
I know. Our buddy Shane, he drinks it all the time now.
Well,
I think
he's being
a hipster.
a little
can say
bit.
it.
He does
Wait,
live in
a guy
California.
that lives in L.A. is a hipster? I
Well,
don't
he's
believe-
not necessarily.
I
He's
don't
not being a
believe it.
hipster.
It's
He's
not your-
he's being a fighter supporter. I mean, we bought it for the reason of we're supporting him,
True.
and he watches UFC just as much as we do.
He's kind of anti-culture in LA. He's more like a Texan.
As one should be.
Yeah. There's no excuse for being a California person.
As someone who was born in California, I can attest to that.
Oh, he still claims the born in California thing.
Well, I mean, the facts will get out, so you might as well own it.
Did you watch the clip with Habib kicking?
Yeah,
Tony
I told you
Ferguson's-
he's literally a 1980s wrestling villain from Russia.
Like-
He is literally the bad guy. He's
And
Ivan Drago.
the thing that got under his skin was him saying it's a street fight. And Habib's like, no, this isn't a street fight. And that started pissing off Habib. He's like, it's not a street fight. You've never been in a street fight. Did you watch that part?
Yeah, I
Oh
told
my gosh, that was actually making him mad.
you. Yeah, I
And
told you. He is literally.
Out of all the
I
things
must
he
break
said,
you. Like he's a psycho killer. We're just lucky he's in a cage.
not street fight.
No, he would literally be M. Bison from Street Fighter.
Really though, do you think he's gonna wrestle down Ferg, or you think Ferg's gonna take him
I
out?
think he's gonna kick Ferg's ass.
He's talking about fully like quitting after Ferg.
Yeah, because he doesn't want to fight Connor again.
Is Connor really that good? Or is he-
No, Connor lost to him.
It's-
Connor wants a rematch, and he's like, no, why would I give you a rematch?
He's already won, so he doesn't want to face him again because he dominated him. But Connor's notorious for if he loses a fight, which he's only lost maybe 2 now, if you don't include the farce that was the boxing match. And when he comes back, he's learned from the fight. The reason why he lost so badly in the last fight was because he didn't really train for offense in grappling. He basically just trained to defend. And he did a great job.
He needs to do what happened with Wilder and Deontay Wilder and Fury. He needs to attack the bully, and that's what everyone's afraid of. He walks in that ring, Habib, and he has
He's got an
that thing
aura of
about him, and
invincibility.
everyone's like, "Uh-oh, he's gonna tackle me! He's gonna tackle me! He's gonna tackle me!" And they get tackled every time. So he actually
Whiskey
needs to
tastes good, though.
But the proper 12, people drink it because they enjoy
Buy
it.
it now.
The little bottle looks pretty cool. I'm not
The
gonna
little
lie.
bottle thing's pretty funny that's like a thing now. That he's
Well-
like, I now have this. You can put it in your coat pocket.
It just
Uh-huh.
brings out
Uh-huh.
like the inner alcoholic in my ancestry. When I see that, it's very Irish.
I think he got redemption with that fight, like how he was being throughout the whole thing, the most recent one.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
Yeah, we know. I invited you, and you're like, oh,
I was busy.
yeah, okay.
Not watching fights.
Remember, is this fight over? It's like, PJ, the prelims just ended.
No, I'm still thinking about your sister trying to sell us sweet tea.
Oh my
while we're
gosh.
watching the 10-second
What?
You
knockout.
weren't there for that.
What happened?
So we're sitting there, the whole night goes by, we're all hanging out, having a good time.
Yeah.
And my sister starts mixing drinks and stuff with the like crystal
Light,
light
sweet tea
mixes
thing.
and stuff. And so she's making alcohol because she can't drink the whiskey straight. She can't drink
Yeah.
the liquor straight. So she's over there making drinks with those mixes and trying to stay sugar free. And she ends up doing. She gets up right before the Connor fight, and she's like, "I'm gonna go make a drink real quick to come back to watch this," because she's expecting it to be a long fight. So she goes in there and she makes her drink, and we're sitting there like watching the fight. And then all of us, you can see all of our eyes, like she starts talking, all of our eyes like look at her. And then she's like talking. All of a sudden the fight starts, and all of our eyes go right back to the TV.
Yeah,
as she's
pan
still
camera
talking.
left, pan camera right, and fight's over.
And she's still like, why are y'all, what, Peter, listen to me, doing what she always does. And then she ends up missing the fight completely. It was a knockout, like
Explaining
within
how
40
whiskey and tea
seconds.
taste good together.
40-second knockout. And she's like, what? This is crap.
Why would someone spend all this money to watch a 10-second fight? 4-hour pay-per-view with multiple
we
fights.
just watched more than 4 hours worth of fights. We didn't spend $60 to watch 40 seconds.
That's funny.
Could be worse. You could have paid to watch modern professional wrestling.
Ooh. Sorry.
That's a soft
wrestling
spot for
fans.
Dylan.
Yeah, I know.
It's pretty, it sucks, Dylan. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible.
Speaking of wrestling, would you vote for The Rock if he ran for president
Yes, I
in
would.
2024?
It would be so bad. but
Only
I
if Stone Cold Steve Austin was his vice president.
I was thinking Vin Diesel run against him.
Well, let's just make it all celebrities. Hannah Montana for president.
No, for real though, I think I would. I think the next step up to go from Trump is full on celebrity mode.
If we do
Not
have
someone
a
who is
professional
already
wrestler, though,
rich
we will
and
have
stuff.
officially entered idiocracy.
Yeah, it needs to go into full on like I'm a movie star celebrity. Straightforward.
I think Harrison Ford should run because
Yeah.
he's already been president.
Well, you have Killer Mike from Run the
And-
Jewels.
Well, here's the thing. His whole campaign can be that movie where he's president and kicks a guy off the plane and goes, "Get off my plane." That's just president.
He's
ad.
too old though.
Nah.
He's at the point. He's like Bernie Sanders right now. He's gonna
I
get
was
a
gonna
heart
say
attack in
all
the
of
middle
the
of running.
all the people that are running right now are like 70 plus,
How old Harrison Ford?
probably in his late
I'm
60s.
pretty sure. He's pushing
Late
it, dude.
60s,
He's
he
looking
looks
pretty
so
bad. That
old.
Well,
dog
it's 'cause
movie that just came
it's
out.
called Alcohol.
That dog movie
Oh.
hit him like a ton of bricks. Let's just say that.
Speaking of the dog movie, that
was
dog
good,
looks
though?
like shit.
Oh,
It's
I
like
heard
a
it was a good
CGI from
movie, but I can't
2003.
go watch
He
it.
looks so adorable. and
Fake.
cartoony.
It
is
looks
what he
like a
looks
fake
like.
dog, PJ. They came out with Bogo or whatever on the
on the Disney
Disney Plus,
Plus.
and it's like normal looking dogs.
Yeah,
Well, I thought
Isn't that the same company?
yeah.
I thought this
So why
was
are we
the
getting
same.
two styles?
I don't know.
Did you never underestimate the power?
Underestimate me.
Never underestimate. God damn it. Never underestimate the power of incompetence, as I completely incompetently say that sentence.
I'm Disney. Hello.
I don't know if it was Disney. Don't look that up real quick. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's the same Disney studio.
I feel like that was. Isn't it Pixar or something?
No, Pixar is always computer generated,
Right.
but I'm pretty sure it's a Disney movie.
I'm still trying to decide if I want to cancel that subscription or not.
I mean,
I was waiting for the Obi-Wan to make my full judgment.
yeah,
When's that supposed to release? Like fall or spring?
I don't do Disney, dude.
We do need to watch Mandalorian, so now that we have the
Weapons are my religion.
So watch that
Three
first.
Arts Entertainment, not Disney.
Okay.
Owned
Is
by
that a
Disney.
subsidiary of
I'm looking.
Disney? Because Disney seems to
Who
own
are
everything.
apparently going to buy DC Comics, and then I am officially done with superheroes.
That would be weird that Marvel and Disney or
But we
DC.
would finally get a Marvel versus DC.
That would be cool if they do it right.
They won't.
They won't. Well, what's with this new guy,
This is
the new
same
CEO?
studio
though?
that produced I Am Legend, so that's cool.
Yeah.
Hey there, sit still. Water for Elephants. That's funny.
Oh,
Oh, and
Water for Elephants is a good
and-
movie.
is it?
Yeah.
And Edge of Tomorrow.
Ooh.
So,
Hey,
it's not
we looked it up
Disney.
after we watched it the other day. There's a sequel coming.
Which is stupid because they
It
should
should have
be
been a
making
prequel, with the woman,
I agree. It should have been a prequel.
but there is a sequel.
That's one of the very few movies that I would like to see a prequel.
That's
for.
his
Yeah.
best.
Okay.
That's Tom Cruise's
Oh,
best in my
no.
opinion.
I just want to say
Last
one thing.
Samurai.
Ah, damn it! I
Oh,
forgot
yeah,
about
that's
Last
good.
Samurai.
I want to say one thing without
Okay.
getting all political.
I resigned.
This whiskey conversation that's about Tom Cruise movies.
I just say I don't want to get too political, but I'm gonna say that a great female character, like in my recent history, is her in Edge of Tomorrow.
Yeah.
You never question her badassery. It's like,
No.
okay, she's awesome. You know, like
She's up there with Ellen Ripley from Aliens. Just a total badass.
and yeah, I'm gonna stop there. But, all right, you guys wanna move to the next topic?
Yeah. Let's talk about whiskey finally.
Oh, my favorite's Makers.
Huh.
Is it though?
Good choice.
Is it?
That's because Waylon told me that it was my favorite.
Your
so
favorite is now officially Buffalo Trace. You're welcome.
I've never had that.
Well, we'll make
I
that
feel like
happen.
you've had it. You just don't remember
The
having
baptism
Oh, yeah?
of
Is that what
alcoholism.
it. I had it in New Orleans. Didn't you drink it with me? You drank it. I had just 2 old fashions. You drank it with me.
Yeah.
We had Buffalo Trace old fashions on a rooftop with 2 guys in a red dress. During the red dress.
Wait, you were
ceremony.
wearing a red? Oh.
No, it was during,
Like
during the
what?
red dress stuff. They do stuff there all the time.
I don't know what a red dress is.
Oh, it's like this. I don't know what it is.
It's their
Like a red wedding.
I remember those 2 guys that were trying to get us to go to some club. It was so awkward.
They were cool though.
They were really
Completely
cool.
aware that we aren't swinging that way, but they were like really down to earth with us. It was
Yeah,
like
well, at first
the
they were-
older
they were-
generation.
New Orleans is really chill.
It was the older generation ones that were just really just talking to us and asking us if we were how
Well,
long we were in
well,
town.
At first, they were trying, and then once all of us, we finally were like, hey, we don't swing that way. Then we had cool conversations after that. You know,
Mm-hmm.
they're not like they weren't like those aggressive types. You know, that are like. But anyways, it was interesting. What?
Billy Idol is actually not Billie Eilish's dad. Facts.
Oh. I knew that.
But Billy Armstrong is.
Is, God, I hope not. That would really upset me.
Why
my
does-
my,
why did
my
that be
opinion
Billy's?
of that man has gone down.
No, Billie Eilish's
significantly.
parents are people who were
But her grandpa is
C-level
Billy Joel.
actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stars
they-
of
they-
such
they
films
grew up-
as Asylums, Sharknado 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6.
They grew up in LA and stuff, and so they already had that like influence and connection.
Well, it explains the talent.
I want to see their house. That's what I want to see.
It's a normal looking house.
But
It's just like you walked into our parents' house. Like that's all it is.
Oh, so it's like $1 million house.
No,
In LA, that would be $1 million house.
in LA it would be
Because Shane's house would probably go for like $2 million.
yeah. It's just an ordinary looking house. Nothing fancy
Poor
about
Shane.
it. I'm sure it's something big now. They probably already bought into something huge because he's
He's the fourth Ninja Turtle.
Yeah, I'll have to get him to Skype in. Or just make him move back to Texas. So, anyways. All right, I'm going to skip topic 2.
make him move back to Texas. Whatever.
We're going to go into topic 3. Okay. How?
Topic 2, not interesting.
Well, it is, but we're going to be random.
We forgot to get the 2 bushes. We're gonna make the show between 2 bushes.
Between 2 bushes. That's the podcast, man. Between 2 bushes. And it's going to be very... People are going to take that the wrong way. But,
Or they'll take it the right way.
Okay. How annoying is it that records are so expensive now?
Don't rant incoming. God. Oh.
I love records. and
Yeah. We
Are
all
they
do.
expensive though? I thought you
Yes.
said you
They
get yours
are.
for cheap.
Well, yeah, okay.
If you go to a garage sale.
Yeah, if you find people who don't know about the fad and they're just like,
You have to avoid
"Oh,
bed
my
bugs at a
grandpa
garage
died,
sale.
and I'm trying to get rid of all
True.
this stuff, then yeah, you can
Very
find
true.
them.
Do records have bed bugs?
So when I started when I started collecting records back in the day,
You're wrong.
You're
wrong,
How
record.
do you correct it? You just put more
you
laminate
just
on?
actually probably, but
Okay,
that would
I
mess up
was
the recording.
joking, but go ahead.
Well, yeah, science.
I don't really want to get into.
You don't want to get into technical
I'm gonna be
details?
honest. I don't know how a record works.
Really, it's pretty simple.
Okay, explain it.
Okay, so basically, the mama record and the
This is science.
when 2 records love each other.
Okay, explain photography.
You know, we're not getting into this right now because we're talking about records.
Ghosts. But back in the day, you could get like the Beatles' White Album for like
Yeah.
$5. Now that's going to cost you over maybe 100, depending on the quality.
Yeah.
There was a time where you could buy all these fancy, like, great records for cheap. And then, as everything, including avocados, people in Brooklyn, hipsters, discover something that's actually cool, and then they make it way bigger deal than it is. And then that becomes a trend with all the normies, mainstream media, and then they start collecting it. Like, avocados used to cost nothing. Now they're like $2 for an avocado.
I think it was $1.
Whatever.
I feel like I bought it for $1. I didn't look at the price.
Well, there was a time when there was actually going to be an avocado shortage in Mexico because they were buying too many over here.
And now we have probably farms for 'em and stuff because there's a market for it.
But vinyls used to be cheap, and then now you can't go anywhere. Like you go buy a crap quality one that's falling apart at half price books for $20, and that's not even like a really big deal album.
Is there a half price books up here?
Yes, in fact the biggest half price books.
Oh wait,
is
the one
over
next
here.
to Dave & Buster's.
Well, there's one.
Is it
that's
really
like
that close?
Yeah.
Because that's where I try to get this. They still can be expensive, but you can find really cheap.
You can
ones
find a
there.
good deal there. Yeah.
It's the really nice one. It's over on Mockingbird, I believe.
Like half my records over there are from half price.
Well,
books.
there's one that we're gonna go to and probably bring a camera because it's literally multi-tier, like stories
I'll
wise
be
that
there
we're
for-
going to.
I'll be
I don't
there
think
for a
that's this
week.
one.
It's crazy.
This one was huge. It had a coffee
It's their
shop and everything with
headquarters.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was talking to the half price books guy in Waco, and he was like, "Did you find anything good?" And I was like, "Yeah, I found a couple of things." And he was like, "Hope you find anything's good, because every time they come in, I take all the good stuff home." And I was like, "What the crap?" Like,
Oh,
It's
yeah,
the same
no,
as Guitar
it's-
Center.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get to see what's the
You get
used stuff
first dibs.
They get first dibs. They take home the good stuff.
Well, after that, he told me what he was into, and it was like stuff I wouldn't want anyways.
That's the only reason you'd want to work there, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
So you get first dibs on everything.
I mean, talking to those guys, that was like talking to a street dealer. It's like, oh, what's your favorite?
I got
Okay.
that Harry
What's your
Potter
poison?
first edition back here.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, you want some original disc Coldplay?
No.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, thanks.
Stay away. Super Bowl halftime playing Coldplay before AC/DC. Like, okay.
Was there an actual uproar over the Super Bowl halftime this year, or
I
were people
really-
making up memes saying that there was a uproar?
manufactured. It's typical media stuff. Like 1 or 2 people probably complained, and then more people complained about the people complaining.
I never saw a single person complain.
Same, like at all. But
I just started seeing the memes.
it's dumb. Oh, anyways.
All I know is Shakira for life.
Shakira.
Yeah, I took Shakira. I think Shakira did better
I missed
on
like
that.
half of that show, but what I did saw was really good.
The Shakira one was good.
What I did
Well,
see
I am
was really
completely
good.
biased, so.
Yeah. Well, okay, so I guess we're done with that
Shakira,
topic.
Shakira, Shakira.
We can go to topic 2 or topic 3.
Spin the wheel.
How many
Spin the wheel,
topics
make
have
the
we
deal.
hit?
What is this? Let's talk about the state of the fastener industrial complex. You know,
The what?
You know,
The
they make-
fastener? Is
yeah,
that like
they- yeah,
seatbelt?
they
You mean
make
like Fast
fasteners.
and Furious
There
12?
is something behind seatbelt companies. I feel like they've been against us all these years.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about.
That's
you
why
know,
we have school buses with no seatbelts.
Oh, we're talking about zip ties. The zip tie
washers,
industrial
nuts
complex.
and bolts, things that fasten things to things. Okay, that was a joke one. I don't know.
Oh,
anything
because I was
about
going to
that.
get really into detail on that.
Oh, you're an expert, eh?
Yeah.
Oh, I just said A. Dang it.
Canada, no.
Okay, here's the real one. I do want to bring up the Adrian Brody conspiracy. 'Cause
Okay.
We said we were going to talk
This
about
is
that.
important.
It's very important. Okay. I feel like should I explain this?
Yes,
first?
it's
Okay.
your
Yes, please.
insight.
Okay. 'cause
I mean, I thought I knew the most about it, but you go ahead.
I
Take
just-
the floor.
You are the film
believe
buff.
in this, but I believe it. Okay. So
Oh, is that guy?
Tinfoil hats
I
out.
didn't know his name.
the famed actor Adrian Brody has spent his whole career making very highbrow films, right?
Pretentious. I mean,
Okay, I was gonna say pretentious work too. But
What was
they're
it called?
good.
The piano guy? Or?
Yeah, the
Pianist.
pianist. You
Pianist?
know, World War II.
Star of
Piano guy.
the Jarjing Limited.
The very highbrow version of King Kong that was like all fancy and like, you know.
Jack Black one, basically.
I could go through his whole list, but most people know who he is, right?
Big nose.
So, you have all these movies. I feel like he tries to be like this, right? And then you have Predators, right? And I feel like he got tricked into doing this role.
Should I
because-
explain the film Predators for
Yes,
those
go-
who don't know?
Explain it. Explain.
So Predators is a terrible Hollywood concept of taking a good idea and making it horrible. So the Arnold Schwarzenegger film, the masterpiece, the manliest film ever made, Predator, where all these badass Navy SEALs are hunted down one by an unstoppable alien creature, and it comes down to the last second. Let's take that concept, except have even more badass people and more predators on an alien planet where they're being hunted. 10 out of 10. Execution?
Perfect. So here's what I think happened, right? So I don't know what he did before that, but so he has all these films that are really like, you know, in his mind at least, high class, right? And then you have this film. So I feel like his agent just wanted to get him to work, and he went up to him and was like, "Hey, we have this really highbrow, high class film based off of The Greatest Game by Richard Connell, right? You're gonna love it. It's gonna make you look so good." And you know, this guy, I really feel like he was like, this could work, and didn't look at the script. And so he just shows up on day one, and then he finds out the movie's Predators. And I'm sure he got pissed and was like, what is this?
Lawrence Fishburne mumbling through all of his dialogue like he's like a grandma. You got Danny Trejo just kind of like walking around in the background.
And randomly dying. Like,
The guy from
early.
that 70s show is spoiler alert, main villain.
Was that Hyde?
No, it was Eric.
So it was.
Oh, yeah, he's definitely not a good villain.
No. So it's like this thing, right? Like I feel like, and if you look at that movie, it's so funny because like it has very B-level, C-level dialogue. Like, everybody's like real broody, like stupid.
Stereotypes.
Yeah, and then you have Adrian Brody, who's like quoting Shakespeare and doing all this stuff, you know, talking like a Shakespearean Batman. And I feel like he just like threatened to quit, and so the director was like, "All right, man, you just do it, and I'll let you say
Make
whatever
up
you
your
want."
own dialogue.
Yeah. And so it's so out of place because he's supposed to be this like you know brutish hero, and no, I mean I cannot take it seriously.
Well, it's this tall, skinny guy with a giant nose walking around with like these, big monster roided out dudes yelling like stuff like, "Oh, I don't have time to bleed. Oh, bullets taste delicious." And then he's just walking around like, "To know death is to know," like what? But he does it in like the Christopher Nolan Batman voice. So it's like, to be
That reminds me of Sam Elliott.
Dude,
it's just like, what are you doing?
Maybe he's taken after Sam Elliott from the Return to the Alamo.
I don't know, man. It's just so funny. Like I can imagine. I want to meet this guy one day and talk to him just to see what happened because I can imagine what went through his head when he was like, yeah, I'm about to do this awesome movie, based off the greatest game, one of the most famous books in history, and he gets there and they're like, yeah, man, you're in Predators. Like, this is, and then it's not even like a good version of it, Like, so I can't imagine what he was thinking. Like,
I mean, do you think he was actually being? You think he was tricked and they were screwing him over?
I think his agent.
I think a lot of times
You
actors
don't think it was him doing a favor?
They don't read the script half the time before they agree to something.
Yeah, they'll
It
just
easily could have been a favor for somebody.
Man, no
For Nimrod Amatel, the
For
director,
like level,
I doubt it.
level C, it could have been one of those
Well,
where
that's the problem.
somebody who helped him get into the
No,
industry.
that's the problem. Like, this movie isn't like a C-level movie. This is a big
full
time.
This
Oh,
is
it is
an
Predator.
This is an
Yeah.
A-level movie with a C-level execution.
Yeah. This is like someone said, hey, we have this major. His agent was like, hey, here's the major studio. It's gonna be a blockbuster. And by the way, it hits your mark about wanting to do classy, artsy movies because it's based off the greatest game.
It's kind of like the Star Wars
loosely
Disney movies.
is, but it's just I can't imagine him just like showing up and realizing that he already signed the contract and he's stuck in this. And like, dude,
I just don't know how you can make
the
the
whole
Predator
film-
into something awesome. Like The Rock would probably kill it in it because
The
he knows
whole
how to
film
approach
is
those films.
basically just like, hey, you remember how the original Predator was a masterpiece? Well, we're gonna reference that and make a horrible movie. Like it even starts with them falling out of a helicopter, and at the end there's another helicopter, and they're like, "Oh, get to the chopper!" Like they even literally say,
Did they
"Get to the
fall
chopper."
into the accent or just regular
what's
get
cool
to the
about that?
chopper?
Like,
Did they
there is a Russian
How many
guy
takes did they take
not doing it.
You know what's cool
by
about that?
just like Star Wars with the making the lightsaber sounds as they film their shots, and they're like, guys, you got to stop making the lightsaber sounds.
Oh, like Chris Pratt in the Guardians of the Galaxy, literally making pew noises.
You know what's cool about the opening of that movie though? I think it low key inspired all the battle royale games.
Yeah.
You think so?
Literally
Predator.
No, it's the
I
same
thought Hunger
concept.
Games did.
No,
It's combined the two.
How
No.
it comes in, because like literally,
Oh, first Predator.
no,
the Predators.
The most recent one?
No,
Or just in
No,
general?
oh god, the most
It's-
recent one.
the
Can we talk
Adrian-
about that in a second?
I haven't seen it yet.
It's what everything wrong with modern Hollywood.
I don't.
It's the
yeah.
Adrian Brody Predators, which is like I don't remember what year it came out, but like
2010.
it starts off with
You
everybody.
keep saying Adrian Brody. I really feel like that's a football player, and I know it's not, but it sounds like a
No,
football
it's
player.
the guy with the big nose.
I know. It just
He's an
sounds like a
incredible
football
actor.
player.
Yeah.
He's
Anyways,
the gangster on Peaky Blinders.
Yeah.
He plays the
He's
mob
this-
from
yeah,
America.
That's one of the reasons why
It's
I want to watch that.
amazing.
'Cause honestly, I love this.
It's
Yeah,
literally
he's
the most
literally
terrifying
probably one of the
entrance
best
for the
actors.
mafia from America.
That's why I like him and I've liked everything he does. That's why I thought it was so funny that he was in this
It
movie.
really does stand out in his
Yeah.
filmography. It's like
But
what?
but there's a difference because like most times when you see these kind of cases, it happens at the beginning of somebody's career. Like oh, I was just starting out and I did this really bad movie. Like
Yeah, like George
Jennifer
Clooney.
Aniston did that. Jim Carrey did that. There's a bunch of
Yeah.
bunch of things you can quote. But this guy, this movie. Here's the reason why I really don't think it was a favor at all. This is like in the height of his career. Right? He has all these really awesome movies around him.
He could easily say
Predators.
Yeah, and then after that movie, it took him a minute to come back as far as getting good movies again.
no. Maybe he just wanted to do something stupid.
That's not how he
This
played
guy-
it. He played it like he was in a Shakespeare movie.
So like what happened with Doolittle,
Who?
with the new Doolittle movie.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
God,
But
that was bad.
You know what? I'll tell you what happened with that. And like, I love RDJ, but what happened with that is he got to the point in his career where he is untouchable, like actor
Mhm.
deity, right?
Just do whatever
and
you
so when this director, because I remember
Humble
hearing
him.
him talk about it, when this director was like, "Hey, I want you to be in this, right?" And he was like, "Cool, that's fine. I might have a couple script ideas." That's where you mess up, right?
Mhm.
Because he went around and he basically made with his own ideas. He wanted
He
to put
Peter
in-
Panned it.
They rewrote like half the script because of him. So he changed the way the character was supposed to look. He changed the ending, like all this stuff. And the director was like, "All right, okay, that's fine. We'll do it."
Thanks to what Hugh Jackman did to Peter Pan.
Basically, yeah.
Oh God, no.
And here's the thing, right? And like again, this is like something that me and Robbie talk about sometimes. Which, if he was ever comfortable to come on, that'd be cool to talk about this stuff. Like, there's this thing that happens with certain actors when they get to a level of their career, like with RDJ or Hugh Jackman and The Rock. If you let The Rock produce his own movie, you know what you get?
Fast
Fast
and
and
Furious.
Furious.
No,
Hell yeah.
no. That's here. And that's
Heavy
at one
metal
level. If you let The
awesomeness.
Rock produce it, you get Hobbs and Shaw. Okay.
I loved that movie.
Oh,
But
it's Fast and
so-
Furious. That's us saying
It's
Fast and
yeah.
Furious.
Fast and
but-
Furious. It's just
but-
like stupid
but
action
it-
movie.
But that movie is like
That was fun.
on another, and they are fun. but it's just on another level of ridiculous.
Well, that's you don't go into that expecting, like
Well, no, okay,
the Highlander,
Just give me 1 second.
which is awesome.
Wasn't Fast Furious 20 years ago, the first one?
2001.
2001.
It's almost 20 years ago. But here's
You mean
what I
Point
mean,
Break
right?
2?
I really
Soon.
believe that when you talk about The Rock, and maybe this isn't it, but I feel like at some point in his life, he's gonna really think he's like that awesome. Like, yeah,
I'm pretty sure he does already.
He's already there, but he's still humble.
Hold a helicopter with my bare arms.
It's awesome.
It's so
You think he's
funny.
gonna die just like the other guys? Like you think that's gonna be real life, where he hops off the rooftop because he thinks he can take the hit?
I feel
Yeah.
like that's how he's
That
gonna
was
be in
the
a-
best part about. I want them to dish out another movie where it is just them two.
That would be funny. Yeah.
People.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just like when you let like the actors have that much control on what's gonna happen, like you just get goofy things. Now again, Hobbs and Shaw was fun to watch.
You can also get the opposite with directors getting too much power.
Yeah,
hence,
that's true.
Hence, every M. Night Shyamalan movie ever.
That's fair. That's fair. But that paradigm's a little more conventional, And when that fails, then that's on them.
Yeah.
But like, it would be hard for me to be like, it would be hard for me to be a director and be like, hey, my lead actor, you're gonna be in my movie, and he's like, cool, I'll be in it, but I'm gonna change half of the things you're talking about. And be like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, that's what happened with the Hulk, right? With Edward Norton, right? Like he was trying to take his own approach to it. And stuff.
And then that.
That's why he
obviously-
got replaced.
And it wasn't necessarily bad, but it
Well,
wasn't.
they wanted to make a traditional early 2000s superhero movie.
Yeah.
He wanted to take it in a more nuanced direction.
He's wanting to
because
make
it's
it like
very
Venom.
Or
The original guys were wanting to make it like Venom.
exactly.
And
He wanted to take it to like what we're getting now with like Joker, because the Hulk can be an incredible like character piece because it's a man who becomes a monster.
Yeah.
And like you can do a lot of, and the comic books did a lot of awesome things with that. But the movies, we just get the same crap. Like
I mean, I enjoyed the Hulk to his approach, but he's not one that you could put in his own movie at this point with the new guy.
Well, that's because the new guy's not that charismatic. Like he's
Like
a
I
good
like
actor.
him. He's perfect for
He's
side piece.
great,
Like
but,
he's a perfect
he
side
can't
side
command
person.
the whole
I mean,
film.
honestly, I think that I just forget his name. I think he did fine.
Mark Ruffalo.
Mark
He
Ruffalo.
kills it.
But if
don't
I'm
know
gonna
at this
say
point.
who was better to watch, I think that if they had let Edward Norton keep doing it, I think we would have got something a little more in depth, and it would have been like, it would have been honestly. I think I would have liked it more. But
Wasn't that an immediate follow up after Fight Club though, or like how many years after Fight Club was
What?
that?
Fight Club came out in 1999.
When did that one come out?
I know.
2000.
Six,
no,
seven?
no, at 2009, 2010.
I know one of the reasons why that
So
first
the
only
one
did
you're
come out-
thinking of is 2003 with Eric Bana.
That's right.
Well, one of the reasons why, I remember they cited scheduling issues back then because he was filming the Bourne movie with one of the Jason Bourne movies.
The most recent one with Matt Damon.
So he was filming.
Those are so much fun to watch,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude, Matt
They're not
Damon was
amazing,
awesome. Oh, yeah.
but they're.
Oh, the
a
first
lot of fun to
the
watch.
first two are amazing.
Oh, I enjoy them, but I enjoy 007 more.
Which ones? Because I can cite some
All the
pretty
Daniel Craig.
terrible.
Not the old 007s.
Ooh, there's
I
some
like all
you're
the
missing
Daniel
out on
Craigs.
them. What, you really? You liked what's the last one?
I did. There were certain aspects of it that was enjoyable. Not as good as my favorite's Skyfall for sure.
Casino Royale for me.
Really? Skyfall's my favorite. It's so down to earth, no technology.
Also,
Let's
the
do it.
only good Adele song.
Skyfall. You don't like? Hello, it's me.
For me,
I've been wondering.
I respect her as a talent. Like she's got an incredible voice.
I'll never
but
go
all
see
of her
her.
songs.
If someone
are
gives me a
the same
ticket,
thing.
I'll go see her. But I'm never gonna pay
It's
for a
just
ticket
this,
to go see her.
it's one of those things where I don't really like artists that do the same songs over and
Yeah.
over again because it's just it's essentially just like a slow like ballad, and for me that's very boring.
Yep.
Like I respect the talent. Like she's definitely worthy of her fame and fortune.
Definitely has pipes.
But I just don't care to listen to it.
Yeah, that's fine. It's a matter of opinion. Yeah, it's one of those things like that approach to not liking artists is totally like I would totally take that. But if someone was just like, oh, they're just trash.
Yeah,
No, she's definitely not
I'm
trash.
like, no, you're stupid. Like,
Yeah, you gotta take an objective approach to music because I mean it's also
She's super skilled. I haven't bought
It's
a
all
single album,
subjective, you know?
but she's super skilled.
like I don't like Justin Bieber as a person, but I do admit that he's got a talent. Like he wouldn't be where he's at if he wasn't able to sing or perform.
Oh, yeah. Man, you remember that one time we tried to cover that one song and our old bandmates didn't want to cover it?
Dude, I would have killed that song. It was
God,
really
it'd
cool.
be so
That's,
cool.
Love Yourself.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, which was big at the time, but I mean, we even had a trumpet player ready to go. It was gonna be so cool.
It's gonna be cool.
And then it got vetoed, and that's when I knew. I was like,
It got
this has the time
vetoed.
clock on it. So, and now,
You guys want to jump to that?
R.I.P.
No, we don't.
No,
Okay.
yeah.
I would say
But yeah,
listen
so-
to the album on Spotify.
I personally think that anytime, like, you have a star of any sort in a project that's too big for their own head, or they're just untouchable, you have problems. I know that the whole Lion King movie was completely terrible, but look what happened with Beyonce's song. Like, who in their right mind wasn't like, "Hey, Beyonce, you need to chill"? Like, that's what I would have said.
I just don't get it with the Lion King when all the original people are still alive, right?
Yeah.
Every single one of them could have done Return.
I don't get
Hell,
why you're gonna
you could have
make,
just used the original recordings. And
or
just
you could
plugged
have
it
just
in.
not made it and left the masterpiece alone because it's not live action. You're just making another animated version, but lesser.
You know what's kind of, I don't know if they ever corrected or not, which I feel like they didn't.
Joe Rogan was like, they don't have any balls. There's no balls on any
No,
of these
it's just
creatures.
it's just nostalgia. That's all it is.
Well, here's the thing that kind of bugged me about, like, this is like,
Oh no, I mean the actual creatures didn't have any sort.
Oh, yeah.
That's what he noticed with his
so
kids.
I was
About right.
one of the composer forums I was on. They were talking about how Disney refused to pay royalties to the original animators,
Yeah.
even though they almost did everything shot for shot animation wise, and also they didn't hire any of those people, which that kind of makes sense because it's like a different kind of style. But still, if you're gonna completely verbatim take something like that, like the people who made their, it's like imagine like, and then imagine working on something and like somebody just completely ripping your thing off and putting a new painted coat on, and then for not even like recognizing you, but not giving you any royalties off of that. Like,
Yep.
That's like, and so that's just one of those things that Disney does, man. It's so crazy because like people love Disney, but they're so terrible.
Which
like,
song was Beyonce's?
It was
on that one?
Can You Feel the Love Tonight? That
Oh.
happened in the middle of the day, by the way. Like,
Yeah.
But yeah, and like it's like that song is so chill and so
Yeah.
simple, and she had all her stupid runs.
I
on
mean,
it,
let's
and,
not
like,
even get into the fact that they cut our favorite song from the show or from the movie completely.
Exactly right.
Why
Yeah.
would you cut Scar's song? That's
It-
legitimately one of the coolest parts of the
Yeah.
whole movie.
It literally inspired me to become a percussionist. 'Cause I saw how cool it was to play xylophone.
And to
it
be a
was
lower
like-
singer, to be able to
Yeah.
be a baritone
Yeah,
and
you're gonna-
rip those
you're
kind
gonna-
of pipes.
Yeah, and in a world where there's not much baritone representation, I loved it. Yeah, because I'm
Yeah.
a baritone. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
Everyone wants you to be tenors or sopranos as a male, and most people aren't.
Well, I
most people
mean,
baritones or bass.
Let's be honest. The Sopranos is the greatest show in the history of HBO. That's why.
Yeah, I'm
Is
just
it-
saying. That,
Name
Well-
a better show from HBO that was good from
Did
start to
you
finish,
see-
other than The Wire.
Last of Us
HBO?
is being picked up by HBO instead of Netflix. What do you think of that?
Ooh, that's HBO.
And it's
getting
gonna be
ready to
what's her
fight
name,
back.
the one who's already the character of
Ellen
yeah,
Page.
It's supposed to be Ellen Page, I believe.
Well, they based her looks off of her.
And what's
which
his name
she
from Game of
sued him,
Thrones?
which is hilarious.
What's his name from Game of Thrones?
Oh, Jamie.
Jamie. He's supposedly the guy, and the girl's gonna be her.
That could really work.
HBO.
HBO is hit or miss, though. They
I don't
are.
know. I feel because I really wanted that one to be picked up by Netflix.
Yeah.
I feel like they could have done.
I
a lot
really
better.
wanted Game of Thrones to finish the series, but they just quit after
For
season
some weird
5
reason,
for some
season
reason.
5, they just like, you know what? We're done with this show. We're not going to make it anymore.
Yeah.
Cliffhanger.
Okay.
Pitcher doesn't know because he hasn't watched it yet.
Don't waste your time.
I don't watch much
It's like
HBO.
Lost.
You know what?
Don't
You know what I
watch
do
it.
want to watch? I know I'm a nerd, but I love Lin-Manuel Miranda. You know,
Which one's
the
that
guy
one?
who did Hamilton, like, and he was in the new movie with Emily.
I'm lost.
Anyways, he's a cool dude. Okay, and
What's another movie you did?
He was
When was the last recent Hamilton we had?
No, the
the
musical.
musical Hamilton?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Lin.
Oh, the singer guy.
Yeah, Lynn.
No, he's great.
Yeah. So anyways, he God, what's the movie called? It's Mary Poppins.
Mary
the new one.
Poppins. Yeah,
he was
the chimney
lead in
sweep.
that, Yeah.
Oh, I hated that movie.
Yeah, but he's
Yeah,
the one who
the guy is
wrote
cool.
the new score, right? Or he wrote the
some of
newest
it.
score, sort of.
So,
Anyways, he's the guy who created Hamilton.
yeah, and this guy's awesome.
Haven't seen that
He's
yet.
blowing up. He's
That's
the
good.
actual. He's the
And
person who wrote
anyways,
Hamilton.
He has his own show that was on HBO. That's why I kind of want to, get it for.
What's
a
it
month,
called?
Whatever. It's called Dark Materials, or I think.
Oh yeah, with the fairy thing and not James Franco. Who's in that?
Lynn's in it. I know that. But
Is it James? No, it's not James. It's not
If
James.
it's not Flight of the Conchords,
Is it Orlando
who
Bloom?
cares?
oh no, that's something different. That's I don't know what that's called. But this
It's not that one.
No, this is on HBO. And,
Oh, that's Showtime, I think.
no, that's
What is-
Amazon.
Is that on Amazon?
Yeah. You know,
Is it on Apple TV?
Wait, is Dark Materials the one with that random polar bear that goes walking by with armor on?
I don't.
That's Golden Compass.
No, that's past. This is like recent.
Yeah.
Remember
Really?
the trailers
They're
would come on
remaking
during
it?
Game of Thrones.
No, I didn't pay attention.
I don't know, man. I just know that he's in it, and like I'm about him right now. He's cool, so I want to watch it. But you remember something, and it's about that Orlando Bloom thing and The Boys. I feel like there is a producer in the Amazon company that is obsessed with having sex in midair. Because it
I
happens.
am convinced everyone.
Because like The Boys came out, right? I don't know if you guys ever watched that or not, right? It's a superhero thing, and like they go into this brothel.
The Amazon one? Haven't seen it yet.
So I'll just explain something. They go into this brothel, right? And there's all these like super people everywhere, and like there's these people who can like levitate, and like it's such a weird scene, and it was out of nowhere, and I was like, what the crap? And like there's just these people just like having sex in midair, you know, and it's like it's all
As
like
one does.
floaty and stuff, right? And I was like, okay, that's weird, but the rest of the series is fine, right?
Is that the same person that made The Expanse?
I don't know.
The one where it starts with a clip
Yeah,
from people doing it in midair?
Maybe the
You know what I'm
same-
talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe I would.
Game of Thrones in space.
Yeah, floating in
It
space,
would
and
be
they're doing
so funny if that was the same guy. Because you got that one right.
we found a connection.
It's like Quentin Tarantino and Feet.
so there's that, and then the next thing I got through that because it's actually a really good series. It's pretty
It's
cool.
emotive.
But so the next thing I tried to watch was the Orlando Bloom thing with the fairies, right? And the girl.
Is
one
it
of the
bombing?
Girls,
Is it canceled yet?
I don't know. I couldn't finish.
No
it,
one's
'cause
talked about
got
it.
Weird. So it has that one girl. She was the enchantress on the really bad
The terrible Suicide Squad movie?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, anyway, so she's in it, right? And okay, say what you want about her, but I've always thought she was pretty attractive.
Yeah.
The one with the.
But every movie she's
thick
been in, it
eyebrows?
sucks.
Okay, well let me just. Get
She's
to
a
this
model, not an actress.
Yeah.
Point. So let me get to this point real quick. So yeah, you have The Boys, right, with the weird like levitating sex thing, and then you get into this, and I'm like, okay, this is another Amazon thing. There's no way it's gonna be weird. And so there is a fairy brothel with this one, another brothel. And one of the things that happens is like when they're doing it is they put their wings out, they start floating in the air, and they're
Yep.
just having sex in midair. And I'm like, what the crap? Like this is two Amazon things with the same concept.
It's
you
that
know?
one
It's the
guy.
future.
He
It's the
has to fit
future.
it into everything he does.
If you do the
It's gonna be
Expanse
there.
thing, I'm gonna laugh. I gotta look this guy
He
up.
remakes
Look up and see if The Expanse is him
what's
too.
that like Disney movie where she's like the size of your thumb? Thumbelina. Oh, Ferngully. Yeah, that'd be even better.
Yeah. I just
What was
can't
that?
imagine,
Avatar?
God.
I just can imagine like Jack Ryan season 3, like, it's like or like
They're on
it's
like
so
a
funny.
rocket.
Jump out of a plane, and there they start.
I would
No,
laugh so hard.
they got to take it to Mars, you know.
No.
Like
I heard Jack Ryan's good.
I feel like that's not.
Never watched
I
it.
heard he's been killing
I
it.
just-
It's one of those another.
Oh, it's amazing. Like
There's
I've
so
seen
many
two,
different
one,
things
two.
you have to download
Well,
to watch.
yeah,
this
John
show.
Yeah.
Krasinski, right? Like he's such
Yeah.
a good actor. Like I enjoyed it a lot.
Quiet Place. We're gonna get flashbacks with him in there,
Yeah.
and we're gonna get Cillian Murphy as the replacement male role
Killian.
in the show. Cillian? Cillian? Killian?
I don't know.
Great actor.
Yeah.
But
You should check out the movie Sunshine.
We already have.
Oh wait,
A lot.
is that who that is?
Yeah, Cillian.
He's in the movie.
He's in
Are you
Peaky.
serious?
Yeah, Peaky Blinders.
He's the main guy in Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
You didn't notice
28
that
days later?
with the beard, with the Quiet Place too?
I haven't seen the trailers because I've been trying not to watch them because I just.
He's
wanna
super
go in.
bearded up. Like they
That's
really
so
tried to
cool.
cover that's him, but you see his eyes.
Like I'm gonna say out of all the British actors I know, like it's between him and Adrian Brody to be who my favorite is.
Out of
Adrian
British
Brody's
actors,
British?
that's a lot of British actors for you to just
Dude,
narrow it
I'm
down
so
like
sorry,
that.
but-
That's like almost all of our. It's either Canadians or British actors in our whole entire
I'm
culture.
Sorry,
It's true.
but like if you're talking about the most iconic movies of my life, that dude is.
What's Tom Hardy
yeah.
considered?
He's British.
Like come
Tom
on.
Hardy has me.
Like, I'm sorry, but like,
The greatest actor of all time is Gary Oldman, and I will hear no other arguments.
come on, like
I
for
take
me,
Tom
like,
Hardy.
just because just
Whose
the-
favorite actor is Gary Oldman?
That's true.
Like just the sheer fact that he was in Sunshine is enough for me. And 28 Days Later, like
Best zombie
like,
movie
th-
ever
those
made.
are- those are two
28
of my-
weeks later.
No,
Not
he
so
was
good.
not.
No.
No.
Not so good.
But those
Great.
are,
The opening scene when he's running from the zombies after he
Yeah.
ditches his wife.
No.
One of the scariest scenes I've ever seen, though.
yeah, but those are two of my favorite movies of all time, and he's in both of them. So that's why he's like the guy to me. You know, like obviously I love the guy who like played Rick in Lauren Cohan's School too, but like this guy is like.
You mean the rest of the cast except for Norman? I think Norman Reedus is
He's one of the only Americans,
right?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That guy is cool, by the way. Like, I never saw Boondock Saints.
But you got to see
okay,
his.
that's-
We have
that's
it right
on
there
our-
on the shelf.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. But I remember seeing.
It's right there.
Masterpiece.
It's right there.
Don't watch the second one though.
I can't find my Fight Club. Makes me sad.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah. Anyways.
You got to see the most recent Walking Dead after being checked out for a few years.
Yeah,
What do you
that's
think?
cool. Yeah, to see him get stabbed in the leg.
All those new characters and stuff.
No, but like, let's get hyped for the YA version that's coming out soon, where they have an
Oh,
inevitable
man.
tournament season where like they're competing.
It,
in
it looks
tournaments.
like Hunger Games. It looks like it's going to be a Hunger Games teenager fest.
You know what I want? I want wings. I don't know. Why I thought of that.
I'm thinking lemon pepper.
So after this podcast, we're gonna get some wings. I'm just letting everybody know that.
It's because we were talking about fairies having mid-air sex
Yes.
that we're gonna have buffalo
Have to
wings.
get those wings.
I mean, like, okay, like that's such a weird concept. I feel like nobody thinks of that, especially like in a writing process. It has
Dude,
to
have
be
you
one
been on
guy.
Tumblr?
No, actually, I've never ever
Yeah,
jumped into
I think
Tumblr or
right
Reddit.
when I was going to, it like disappeared.
So it's
Those are
it's
rabbit
one of-
holes. I don't wanna go
well,
down
the
those.
rabbit holes of how strange society truly is. Like
Yeah.
you take off the mask online, and that's why our world's gone
Don't
crazy.
you mean
Because
put
You know
on the
what's
mask?
annoying?
no, because you get to be anonymous, so you get to shout out like show your all of your weird
Yeah, so you
eccentricities.
put on the mask, and nobody knows who you are.
That's true. But like you're showing your true self to the universe.
Right, but at least that you still get to see what's going on in the world. I'm honestly really annoyed with how we have. I mean, it's cool for the selling aspect of things, where you have these algorithms that are picking up what
Yeah,
we
but
like.
at least we don't have Mike Bloomberg ads
But
anymore.
right, but the thing is, when you go to YouTube now, it just reflects you. It's literally you standing in front of a wall where it's just you, and you don't
Yeah.
get to see
Yeah.
That's
the
not.
world.
I mean, that
and I
is
don't get to
true,
see new things
but
popping
it's
out.
also
I mean, yeah, you go over to
manipulated
trending,
now.
but I don't want to see trending either because we know that's something they want us to see.
Well,
There's
well,
no
what
more
I'm
rabbit
saying
hole
is,
on
like,
YouTube.
They're like if like certain channels are getting deleted because they don't fall in line with YouTube.
There's just no more rabbit hole. I don't get to see the rabbit hole that was YouTube once ago, and now it's just
Well, that's what
videos
happens.
I've already seen,
It's when corporations take over.
videos they want me to see,
You know.
and I just feel like I'm staring at a mirror. Like
why,
where it's like,
why I wanted
okay.
to have my own YouTube alternative, but
Yeah,
someone
well,
shut that down.
One of the cool things.
There's so many people who are trying already. We have no idea how to
They
do that.
try.
Do you know how to make algorithms?
Yeah. You hire someone else to do it. It's pretty
Let's
simple.
find the people who found the black hole and get them to make our algorithm.
You talking about the one that's 20,000 light years away?
That looks like a cigarette lighter in your car.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They recently just found it. How far away was the exoplanets? Was that 24,000?
Let me pull the statistics out of my head.
Here's the thing about that.
I'm just saying a black hole could swallow us up before the coronavirus takes us.
Like, here's the thing about that, and here's the thing about most.
The squint dies from everybody.
Here's the thing about most things that you know
The disappointment
NASA
on my face.
and all those guys release is that people. I don't know. There's still the vast majority of people I meet and know out there that really think that what the images they're seeing are like actual photographs. You
Yeah,
know,
it still
and-
trips me out a
and
little
that-
bit.
that makes
That's
me-
some super good artistry, though.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, yeah,
I wish it was
is.
real photography.
It is, but it's not even like.
The shots of planets
Yeah,
from a
none,
distance.
none of that is actual.
Where they do a photo
shots.
of
what
Jupiter.
it is data.
It's data. We're getting numbers and stuff.
And then
an artist
they kind of
renders it.
compile it and put it together.
Well, what about there's like the telescope that's floating out in space taking
Data.
photos. That's
Data.
dead?
Data. That's all.
It's
all
all
data.
data based. It's
And
not
so they get it
photos.
in, and
Really?
they run it. That's why the algorithms that come up are so important because they run new algorithms and it runs them out there, and then they get back feedback. So we're actually not seeing any of that stuff, right?
Really?
Yeah,
Or
and
it-
so
it's
and
all
what they
just
do.
drawing
So
a picture.
really the only thing we actually have a real photo of is the Earth and the Moon?
Yeah,
Pretty much.
yeah.
So it's
so
all
like,
the Matrix.
it's all
Yeah.
this stuff. Yeah, it's just data, and then they'll get it like, okay, this is kind of the numbers we're getting back. So this is what it might look like, and then they'll.
Well,
hire,
how do they pick the colors?
Well, hang on, that's the thing. I was about to get there. So they'll hire an artist, and then they use spectral analysis to kind of determine what it would be, and then they go and they do it, right? But even then, okay, we can get like actual photos of like Jupiter or something like that because we can see that far, right?
Uh-huh.
But they're never in color. It's always gonna be black or it's always gonna be grayed out. So like white, black, and gray.
Yeah.
And
Grayscale.
so all those grayscale. So all those photos that we see of them, like it's all just what we're thinking things look like.
That's
You know?
insane.
So
Like dinosaurs.
and people are like they think it's real. They look at
I-
these nebulas and they're
I
like,
can attest. I was one of them
I mean, I
until
would
just
love
now.
to think it's real too, because you'd think we'd have an actual camera just
they're like, wow,
You
we
know,
can
like-
see
Makes
that.
sense
And
to
I'm
me.
like, no, we can't.
Well,
see
I mean,
that.
we have seen through high-powered telescopes, we can see planets that are out there. I mean, they've been
you
doing.
see points of light.
You see points of light. We don't actually
That's
see
it.
actual.
Like
Have
can't
you ever
even
been
see,
to an actual? What do you call those?
observatories?
Observatories.
Yeah, but it didn't do the tour.
We got to do like the taking the photo for a minute, and
Yeah.
it really you just see like a speck of light.
Yeah, like I mean, that's a very high powered telescope
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
And even with that very high powered telescope, you can't see detail. You just see points of light. And then what they do is they have these things that like they kind of measure, what's coming through, and that's how they can. It's like, let's say for instance they're looking at different planets. Like, okay, oh, this one's habitable. They're just looking at spectral analysis and like what light is coming through. And so if there's certain ones that are hitting right, then they know, okay, that's this kind of atmosphere, and they kind of like what's similar to ours. But here's the thing about that, like we don't even know if that's even accurate because you're talking about
We've never been there.
the stuff that it's just more of like you're talking about distance, radiation stuff. Like there's and something that people don't ever talk about is gravitational waves. How all that gravity affects all the stuff's coming through. It can be completely inaccurate and warped by the time it gets to us, but we view it as unchanging. So it's crazy, man, how much we really don't know what's going on.
Well, let me tell you this: Elon Musk will solve everything, so it's fine.
All right.
Imagine. Okay, have y'all seen that show on History Channel? that
Okay, nope, stop
No,
right
no,
there.
what I'm saying-
Nope.
What I'm saying
Farce
is
Channel?
the guys who built America, that one.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. So imagine this in the concept of what that was, where they all existed at the same time, just like France, where all the writers.
Yeah,
France,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
It's that same concept.
Paris, yeah.
Imagine us if we had a bunch of Elon Musks at the same time. Like that's what that would
Well,
have
we
been.
technically do. I mean, they're not on the same level, but we have multiple people trying to do SpaceX at the same time.
Well, that's the SpaceX people. I'm talking the Elon Musks who creating these. I mean, we have these people, but we don't know their names like we know Elon Musk. Back then, they knew these guys' names.
Well, there's so many less people too.
Well, also back then they celebrated that kind of thing more because we didn't have like the media,
Right,
we didn't have
but-
like all this entertainment.
But now we have
know-
Elon
know-
Musk. He's not a very rambunctious guy. He's just doing a lot of stuff. Imagine if there was
Well,
another
he's-
10 of
he's-
those.
The reason why he's so popular and famous is because he's eccentric. He's an eccentric billionaire. He's like a modern day Nikola Tesla, hence the car company
Yeah.
name. But he's actually good at like business,
Yeah.
unlike Tesla.
Well, give us 10 more of those, and I feel like that's what that would have felt like back then, with all those dudes at the same time competing against each other.
Yeah.
Where it's like you whisper the name.
Because obviously there's people competing, but they're not that.
I mean, you have people like Jeff Bezos and you have Richard Beardy Branson.
Yeah.
It's the three of them right now that are in the future of space.
Yeah.
They're doing more than NASA has done in the last, 40 years, in the last 5 years. That's embarrassing.
I'm honestly, that was the sad part when me and PJ visited NASA, knowing that like they haven't really done anything.
Well, they are ramping it up here pretty soon. They're actually
They're a main part of Space Force, right? Like they're a part of the
No,
building.
yeah,
of that?
exactly. They are. Them and the Air Force are combining. They're already connected, but
Yeah.
now they are legitimately forming like a third wing of that as the Space Force.
I mean, it's honestly needed. There is a lot of weird like asteroids and stuff coming this way that we actually
well, not
need to
only
figure
that,
out how
but
to
like
stop.
every country in the world is eventually going to try to get into
Yeah,
space.
we
you
want
need
the
to have a
moon.
presence.
That's probably the best takeaway from the most recent movie. What's it called?
Ad Astra.
Ad Astra.
Oh,
the best takeaway from that was that moon scene. The rest of the movie it was fun, but it could be the situation of what if we are the literally only people here ever, right? But the best takeaway was the moon. That's honestly a very good representation of what's about to happen.
I still think Blade Runner 2049 is the best version of what the future is going to look like.
Well, I think those are both the same thing.
Yeah.
You got Ad Astra,
'cause they're
which is
on
the
the moon.
immediate.
Yeah.
Ad Astra is the immediate future. And then I think Blade Runner's another 100 years past that. Because we are already approaching that with the AI and with all the robots and all this stuff.
I think Futurama is the best indicator of the future. Because if I can have a little Bender robot walking around with me, that I would be dead. Like it'd be awesome. I will be dead by then. But
You're going to be dead.
No, I could.
Well,
I
I mean, if we're
my
talking
head-
about
I would
if we're
die.
talking about the futures that we want, that's a different thing.
That's different.
Okay, so here's a interesting question I'll ask you guys. So thinking of saying the future is like okay. Let me say this the right way. Okay, so tomorrow we wake up and they're like, oh yeah, we finally figured out how to transfer
Coronavirus.
consciousness into whatever. It could be like in a robot or another body, and you could essentially live forever. Would you do it?
No.
No.
No, you wouldn't.
I mean, that's
That's
also
not
what
me.
Alter Carbon's about.
That wouldn't be me though. I would cease to exist. I would die. It would just be a copy. It would be a
Okay.
false me.
Okay, so would you do it if it was like toward the end of your life?
No,
Like
that would be a false me.
But if
My
you're gonna
point.
die
My point.
anyways, why
Yeah,
not try
but
it?
my point is I don't want something living as me that's not me, making decisions that I wouldn't have made in my name.
But what if it was making the same decisions you
But
would
what
make?
if-
That's terrifying.
That's
Okay,
what it is.
there's
Yeah.
there's no way. Like I get what you're saying.
They download you into a chip. This is literally the,
Well, that's
the show.
okay. And let me explain
Alter
further
carbon.
why I'm against that. I don't want someone having access to all my memories and all my brain waves that they can just pull apart from some sort of like computer chip, and like anything that I have that's private and personal that only I know about is going to be accessible on the internet for any hacker. I'm out.
I mean, according to Joe, and then they think that's within 10 years from now.
It is.
So do I.
It's coming soon, and I'm going to be one of the holdouts. Now I'm all for integrating technology. Like
And you don't want to see Alter Carbon.
Okay, look,
No.
That's literally what this is
yeah,
about.
but I'm okay with replacing art like limbs.
There's
like,
those
and
people.
stuff like that.
They
But
have
I
those
do not
people.
want you to have access to my brain to
I
where
mean,
you can
I
hack
get,
my
I
brain.
get what you're saying, but like it would be you though. Like
It wouldn't be. I'd be
well, that's
dead.
what- I mean, maybe.
That's
but-
kind of like if the okay, for example, if alternate like universes exist where there's another version of me, and he shows up and replaces me. That's not me. That's another version of me.
Yeah.
And I promise you this. We ever run across each other, Dylan?
You're-
Fight to the death.
Yeah, that's fair.
Instant.
That's fair.
the other Dylan is you because you're already dead.
No, we're gonna fight to the death, man.
Look, we're not. Hey, look, we're not talking about.
I'm killing him.
We're not talking. I get that, and that makes sense. But I'm not talking about like
Same time.
your consciousness ceasing and then another one happening. I'm talking about transferring that consciousness.
But my point is, though, yes, you're transferring it, but that's not you. You are dead. Regardless, you are dead. That is just literally just a backup file of you. It's not really you. It's like you, but it's kind of like it's kind of like bringing someone back from death in a horror movie. Yeah, it's them, but it's no longer them. Like their soul is gone.
Like that awesome movie. Remember where they're in the
Keanu
basement?
Reeves?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's so good. It's with I forget her name, Olivia Wilde. Before she got all crazy, and she and this guy are working in this basement of this hospital, and they bring this dog back from the dead, right? And then she accidentally dies, and they bring her back. Oh, it's so good.
It's kind of like Pet Cemetery.
Is that Keanu Reeves? Is that what the Keanu Reeves movie was based on? Was the one you're talking about? No, that's too recent to be able to remake.
No, well, Pet Cemetery was an '80s movie.
The
that's
Keanu
based
Reeves
off-
one was a remake.
Was it really?
I'm pretty sure.
It was. That's probably one of the worst Keanu Reeves movies I've ever seen.
It was still good,
It was good,
but it got weird.
it
for
was very
sure.
weird.
Like
But
this is what we're talking about is literally Alter Carbon.
it's gonna be a thing.
The concept
But
of Alter
my
Carbon.
point is it's
The
kind of like
Lazarus Effect. That's exactly what you're talking
that
about.
is a remake. I remember
I
that.
never saw that one.
It's so good, dude. I like Olivia Wilde, but this movie was like.
I really only
Yeah.
liked Olivia Wilde in
Tron,
Tron and
Cowboys and Aliens.
no
Yeah, she's
Oh.
good in that.
Richard
I
Jewell.
liked her in.
Oh, yeah.
Richard Jewell. She was the kind of villain.
Speaking of Olivia Wilde, though, her
She was
directorial debut, which is like a teen,
Booksmart?
yeah,
Yeah.
that was excellent.
What was it?
I liked it.
Booksmart? It
Oh,
was
I
like
haven't
it's like
got to see it yet.
their high school
The,
girls.
the
that
girl,
have to
the girl
graduate.
from Home Improvement. From
Oh.
Well,
Tim
it's
Allen.
also got a what's his name, Superbad. His little sister is the star.
Oh yeah, it did not do well at all.
Well, it was like
they
an
released
in-
to
it
YouTube
was-
first, didn't they? Or
It was
Instagram
an
or
indie
something
comedy that got no promotion. I didn't even.
Oh, they
know
were promoting it
existed.
like crazy. It was on like YouTube and stuff. Like you got to watch it first on Instagram or YouTube, and then it went to theaters.
Yeah. Well, they didn't promote it mainstream wise, and it was an indie comedy, and most people don't,
It doesn't pull me really. I
But
didn't
it
see
was it was actually
Yeah,
it was
I enjoyed
hilarious. It was really good.
I
And it has
watched
a-
it because of her, because she's in
the new Tim Allen
I
show.
always forget what it's called, but yeah. 'cause
Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
Last Man Standing. 'Cause
I like that show.
'cause she's funny in that, and I was like, okay, let's her. I'll check it out.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed it.
It was a
like-
feel good movie, and it's got Princess Leia's daughter in it as well.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Hmm.
she was the
Which one
crazy party girl,
Oh, okay.
which is fitting.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I enjoyed it. It's a real, women power kind of movie.
Yeah, but it's not.
But
It's,
it's
not in
written
a.
well,
it's,
though.
it's not in a way that it's like okay, we get it. It was
Yeah.
done in like a really subtle but like funny and like way that you were like,
Yeah.
you embraced it.
It's just a well-written movie, you know.
Yeah,
So
it
it's
was a
like one of
great
those
movie.
things. Like I think for that movie, it was a matter of marketing. That's why they didn't do it well. But I think if like they had marketed, you know, like paid, and I think it's a matter of budget too.
Honestly,
I
I saw
had
a
a low
ton of
budget.
stuff about it.
yeah.
My Instagram and YouTube are blowing up with
yeah,
it.
because we're more into like that kind of thing, but like the average person like isn't as much into that stuff.
Yeah, the average person's getting blown up with like I don't know, Avengers 14. You
That
know.
was cool though. I enjoyed it. It was good. She was good too. I mean, she's like a lesbian, right? I think.
Who?
The Last Man Standing girl.
Oh yeah.
But she's trying to figure out if she is or not. Anyways,
It was like a coming of
high
age
school movie,
high
yeah.
school movie.
Yeah, I felt bad when like the big girl, she's all like talking to that guy, and like she's all like, "Oh, it's gonna work out," and then he like completely screws her over.
He didn't really though. I mean, it's all a matter of perspective, you know.
I don't know. I'm trying to remember exactly how the movie went.
Basically,
seen
like
it.
they
We're
were
gonna have to watch it.
flirting, and then he started flirting with the girl that the Last Man Standing girl had a crush on,
Yeah.
who would look like Napoleon Dynamite.
Right?
Um,
yeah, I remember now.
Okay, I did not like Napoleon Dynamite. I'm gonna go ahead and put it out there. There's funny parts about it, but that movie is about. Honestly, I feel like I'm watching that movie The Tire when I'm watching Napoleon Dynamite.
I'm not gonna
Wow.
lie, I've never seen it.
Napoleon?
I think it's one of those movies that you have to have like a really dry sense of humor, and it grows on you the more times you watch it.
I get there's good parts, but honestly, half of it I felt like I was watching the
But
movie
you
The
love
Tire.
Nacho Libre.
Yeah, I like Nacho Libre
It's the
more.
same movie.
I don't love it.
Yeah,
I like other Jack Black more than that.
best Jack Black movie.
King Kong. No,
What if Adrian
best Jack
Brody?
Black. Best Jack Black.
Oh, I'm not
it's
gonna lie.
It's gonna be Tenacious D.
No, this is gonna be very controversial. But I think the best Jack Black movie is The Holiday Inn.
That's a good one.
He's so good.
Oh,
in
is that
movie.
the love one?
Yeah, he's
the romance
he's
one?
a composer, you know, and like it's such a good.
That one's
movie.
actually really
I mean,
good.
obviously the classic is School of Rock.
Yeah,
You
if
know,
you're
you-
talking
you-
about like Jack Black movies, I would say probably School of Rock's the most
Over
well-known.
Tenacious?
Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny.
Okay, Tenacious D is more like our humor, I think, but
Yeah.
but School of Rock, you can watch that with your.
I think
anybody.
that I think that is overall his best movie because it's like it's like Elf. It's untouchable.
Yeah.
Personal favorite would probably be Tenacious D.
I think Tenacious D is my favorite out of her for Jack.
Yeah, again, like I think it's a matter of like for us, yeah, we can watch Tenacious D.
Subjectively, yeah.
But I can't put Tenacious D on with like the girls and like
No.
watch that. But I can put School of Rock.
That's
on
probably
and,
the worst thing with Netflix right now, and that's what Disney has over Netflix is the amount of kid shows, because
Netflix literally has an
is
entire
pushing
thing for kids.
right, but it's still a way less options. That I'm talking the blends, the ones where you can watch it with as an adult and kids and enjoy it.
Well,
Right?
I mean, it's
Fair.
the direction
That's
that like
Netflix is
entertainment's
TVMA
going.
straight across the board.
That's what I'm saying. Is like nowadays it's either TVMA or like so like doled down kid to where like you feel insulted.
Yeah.
Like even as a child you feel insulted. Like you remember watching certain shows as a kid and they were just like it's kind of like Dora the Explorer. It would just like talk
Yeah.
down to you, and then you're just like, okay, yeah, Can we move on with the story,
Right.
please?
Well, then you get people like writers for SpongeBob that it still hits on
Yeah.
both levels.
And then you have the awesome Teen Titans Go. I love it.
I'm
It's
just- I'm
so
not
good.
into it.
I that's the worst thing I've ever heard you say.
He
Dude,
loves Teen
it's
Titans.
so good.
I've never been into it. The original one, kinda, but no.
No,
I would rather just
Teen
watch
Titans
DC.
Go makes me have an aneurysm when I
Okay.
watch it.
They're okay.
It's hilarious. is what
They're
it is.
they're okay.
It's not my style. I'll put
Pie,
it that way.
Pie.
No.
No, that doesn't make me laugh at all.
No.
Money. Come
No.
on, like they're
No,
great bits.
no.
No.
You guys just don't understand.
Yeah, that's what it is. We don't understand. We don't
Remember when I
we're
was
not
on the Rick and Morty train for anybody?
I am not a Rick and Morty
We
guy.
were at a gig, right? Like the first season 1 had only been halfway through, and we were with these guys are
He
younger
was
than
all
us,
about it. He
Same-
was like
same.
ranting and raving. I watched like an episode to him, like looking at PJ
one of
while he's
those
like laughing his
people
butt
as
off.
well.
And anyways, we're at the show, right? And like one of the bands said something, and I recognized it. Someone was like, "Well, beloved, John." Like, this is like years ago, and like everybody was cheering for it. And Waylon's like, "How do you know all this stuff?" Over that.
Yeah.
We were playing at it's like right in Deep Ellum.
Yeah.
Not the
What's in?
profit door side, the other side, the big side of the door.
The Curtain Club?
No, it's like in that building.
Profit Bar?
Yeah,
That's the
it's profit
small
bar
one,
on the
though.
small side.
Yeah,
Small
this-
side. The
Okay,
door's the
we
big
were-
The
one.
door is
we're
the
in
bigger
door
one.
then.
Oh, okay.
It was one of the shows we played there.
Profit Bar closed. Supposedly it's something's reopening for there.
Yeah.
But
It's just deep element.
By the way, not
Yeah.
to do a plug, but you should go totally check out Fairmont Rose on Instagram.
and Spotify.
Oh yeah, and Spotify. That's what I meant to say.
No, but that's the same kind of thing with the Big Lebowski. That movie was like really obscure my whole life, and I've loved it since like 1999. Like,
aren't we
like,
getting a return?
I hope not. Please don't make comedy
I keep
movies
saying
10
something
years
about a
after
return.
they were made. You can't make a sequel to a comedy 10 years later. It does not
It
work.
supposedly is getting something. Like I think it might be based on.
It's actually that'd be 20 years later.
It's not on him. It's
The
one of the other
Jesus?
characters, kind of like Better Call Saul is like a spinoff of.
Yeah,
I think it's gonna be something like
but
that.
it works because it's not a comedy.
Yeah, it is though.
Yeah, it
Better
isn't
Call.
though. Have you watched Better Call Saul?
Yeah, it's a super comedy.
I
Not in the
only
later
watched
seasons.
a little bit.
I've only watched season 1.
I've
Okay.
never finished Breaking Bad either, though. So
I watched the last episode of Breaking Bad and none of the others, and so I walked away going, "All right, it was good. All right, it
Yeah,
was good."
it's a masterpiece.
It was
TV.
too tense. Breaking Bad's so tense all the time. Like I was like, I need some
and
clarity.
a lot of the characters are
because
very
you only watched the
unlikable.
last episode of the series.
It was so tense the
Yeah,
whole
because
time.
it's the climax.
I was like swimming through tenseness.
Dude, most of the
What?
characters are very unlikable. Like his wife and his brother-in-law.
That's true.
They're
I like
so
Better Call Saul
unlikable.
because him being a lawyer, it just makes me relate to my Godfather. You know, like in the concept of it's funny,
Aw.
but also serious, but also funny.
Yeah, no, it's. I think actually Better Call Saul is my
think it's
preferred
better.
series.
I
I,
think it's-
agree, but you haven't watched Breaking Bad, so you can't really.
I watched the last episode.
Yeah, that doesn't.
I
yeah,
sucked
That
it all in.
counts. It counts.
No.
It's like Lost. I checked out. I watched all of Lost
Oh,
except for the
don't
last
don't
season.
get me started on Lost. J.J. Abrams, you owe me 8 years of my life.
Yeah, it's fine.
I went to college, so I didn't watch like most of it. I watched like the first 2
Despise
seasons.
that, man.
Dude, okay, so that's the equivalent. I used to do this all the time. I used to read the last couple of pages of a book to see if I was going to enjoy the book or
That's
not.
messed up. That's
So,
messed
I remember
up.
one
It's the
time.
same
Remember
thing.
Sammy?
No,
I
books
wa-
are different.
One
There's
time.
a start and there's an end.
What? Just like a series. And one time, Sammy was over at the apartment, and she was reading some. I remember this so clearly. She was reading some
You
book,
ruined it for her, didn't
and
you?
she left it on the couch, and she was in the room with Kyle. So I grabbed it, and I read the last 3 pages, and I was like, "Hey, I read the last 3 pages of your book." She got so mad at me.
Was it Harry
It was-
Potter?
No, it was one of the. No, it was one of the Hunger Games.
Dumbledore dies. No. All those people waiting in line.
It's so bad to make fun of this, like, because I remember, I'm always gonna remember Marie and Danielle and all her friends all reading the last Harry Potter book at the same time when Dumbledore died, and I could not stop laughing when they were like, I mean, it's so bad.
Were they
when
actually
were
crying?
Yeah, they were like crying. I was like, come on. Like, I get it. They're really into the books.
That's
I
probably
understand.
one of the biggest influential books of our time.
No, yeah, and again,
That's what got me into
That
reading.
series, like that was our generation
Like, I
for sure.
understand, like, you know, you get connected to characters, but to me, being the immature little kid I was, you know,
Yeah.
could not stop laughing at it. Like, it was funny. I remember having to go with them to Waco and wait in line to get a book. And I was just like, what is this? And then, like, 2 years later, I was waiting in line to get games. So,
Yeah,
like,
I remember friends being all like, "We're gonna go wait in line for Harry Potter." I'm like, "All right, okay. Well, I'm gonna go to a movie where the Harry Potter movies
Dude.
are coming out."
I'll never forget sitting through all 3 Lord of the Rings movies in theaters. And
I was on the edge of my seat.
we were literally because like we'd always buy
Lucky
tickets
duck.
last second,
Lucky duck.
and we'd be
On
in
the
like
edge
the
of my
very
seat.
front, and me and my dad watching Lord of the Rings with our necks cramping because we're having to watch it in the front row because it's all packed and
so
it's
lucky.
warm
That
and
has
it's
to be the
sweaty.
worst.
3 greatest
I always
movies
had
of all
perfect
time.
seats, and
I
I was
would-
always just on the edge of my seat, just watching. Like, this is amazing. And then you look around, and you see those people like asleep because they don't understand. But I was on the edge
Never
of my
had
seat the
that
whole
in the
time.
theaters I was in. Everyone was into
My,
it.
my sister.
I
one
would
of
have
them.
killed to watch Lord of the Rings in the theater. Like,
It
you don't
was.
understand, like-
I'm surprised. Honestly, we haven't got the return. Like, not the return. Like
The
making more.
similarity.
the
No, where they
King.
re-release to theaters.
Oh yeah.
Just, you know, Star Wars has done it a
they've
few
done
times.
it a few
Have they?
times. Yeah.
I would love to see the Lord of the Rings out. Because remember when Star Wars did episode 4, 5, and 6, they
Uh-huh.
re-released before episode 1 came out. And they kept them in theater
was
for a
awesome.
while. I wish they'd do that with Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Remember, we went and watched one of those in the theaters.
Which one?
It was one of those nights they did
Star
one of
Wars?
the Star Wars movies, and me and Treo like were falling asleep the whole time because we were pretty buzzed. But,
You mean Harry Potter 5 and 6? 6 and 7? 6 and 7.
Remember.
Do you remember that?
I don't.
Harry Potter 6, was it 6 and 7? 7 movies, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because they
6
split the final 1 and 2.
We thought it'd be awesome to go go do the double feature over at the theater. You were there, right?
I don't think I was.
You
We
might have
did
been
the
gone.
same.
We double featured it, but we
It's
decided
too
to take
long.
a few shots of Jaeger before we went.
Oh wow, it's been a long time since we've had that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. So-
yeah, haven't had that in a long time.
No, we don't. We're not drinking right now.
So, Lord of the Rings was one of the first movies I remember. I had read the books, right? Because I read them like.
I read them in middle school for points, for stars. Remember that?
I read the Fellowship of the Ring in 5th grade, and I think I read the second one like end of 5th grade in summer, and then 6th grade I read the Return of the King, and at some point after that, I found out that the movie was being made.
Yeah.
And so it was the first time in my life I had read something and there was going to be this film about it, right?
Yeah.
And so I wanted to watch it so bad, but my parents are like, "Oh, that's a lot of killing and
That
stuff."
sets such a high
You
standard
can't
for
watch
other
it.
movies that try to come from books.
Yeah, I just remember like begging to go watch it in the theater, and they were like, "No, it's too violent for you." And I was like, "Oh, I read the books," and so time passed. And went
If
to
only you would have
theaters.
known how to approach it, saying it was from a Christian
Yeah.
value point, you would have sold it on that.
Yeah, but so
It's literally just World War One with monsters,
Yeah.
so time passed,
or
right?
World War Two actually.
Yeah, and I was talking
That was
to
World War One.
He served in World War One, which inspired most of what happened in the prior war.
Yeah.
Before the War
But
of
the
the Ring.
concept of the actual evil
But the
being Nazis. Okay.
well, no.
I was talking to Waylon about the Eagles coming in and what that represents. and he
I
was
didn't.
like,
I never
"Oh."
even thought about that.
Yeah.
That being
Yeah,
America
that's-
coming in
that's
at the last
amazing.
minute.
Yeah, and then
I never even thought
the
about
actual
that.
War of the Ring itself is World War II because he wrote
Yeah.
that in the 50s after World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember like the movie happening, me being very upset that I didn't get to go watch it, and then in the age of video
Ultron?
stores,
That's
in the age of video stores, there was one night we went to the video store in Clifton and I saw it. I was like, there it is. And so I tricked my parents into getting it, saying it was something else, and they're like, yeah, fine, whatever, because my parents are always trying to get out of there.
Yeah.
And so I had Lord of the Rings. I took it home, and I remember the first time I saw Strider on the screen, I lost it. I was like, he looked exactly.
It legitimately, I disappear into those movies.
he
Well,
looked
what's
exact-
amazing is like before those movies, like when they were casting, for the most part, the entire cast was relatively unknown. Like you had a child star with, like Frodo.
Orlando?
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Frodo.
no, Orlando Bloom. That was his first feature film.
That was his first big.
No,
wasn't
that
it?
was his first
Yeah.
film. He was, I think, stage. And then Aragorn, we're not drinking.
Aragorn.
Strider was a relatively obscure actor who had a bunch of small
Yeah.
roles. And then, Gandalf, Ian McKellen has only been in
It's
like-
the best way to approach trilogies and,
Yeah.
and
It was
movies of
just-
that sort.
I just remember seeing him on the first time he came on stage. Or not on screen.
Or he's
they
smo-
own
he's
it.
smoking in the
Every
corner.
single
Yeah.
character was
I
casted
literally
in
was like-
perfection.
This is exactly the person I saw in my head when I read these.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
And then
just-
Sean Bean dies at the end, just like he should.
Right. So one of the
That
cool
poor
things
actor.
you guys-
Everything.
You guys might know this, but there's a scene in the first one where one of the orcs, he throws like an axe at the guy who plays Aragorn,
Mm.
and
Viggo Mortensen.
yeah. So what
Force field.
people don't, most people don't know this. I guess it's kind of common knowledge. People who know the movies is that he had a real axe they used. Obviously, it's not super sharp; it's blunt, but it still has the weight. And they were supposed to trade it out for
Mhm.
like a dummy rubber one.
So it's a real deflect.
And so they forgot to tell the actor. And so when he gets it, he throws the thing right at him, and he goes and he deflects it. So that's a real.
But he feels the weight and he hears the ting, so it's actual
Yeah.
action.
So actually, like him actually doing it was him, luckily catching it and
Mhm.
knocking out of the way. And so it's crazy when you look at it because it looks so real. It's because it is.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
And then
that could be a whole nother podcast talking about movie mistakes.
Oh
'cause
man,
there's-
one of my favorites is in the second one, the Two Towers. Same actor when he kicks the helmet because they didn't catch the orcs in time, and he screams in anguish.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah, when he
real
falls
pain because
down.
he broke his toe
Yeah.
kicking the helmet.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Like I remember one of the craziest things I remember reading about was with that. It's not the Ridiculous Six. That's the spoof of it, right?
Ooh.
What is it?
Magnificent
the Hateful,
Seven?
Is it the Hateful Eight?
Which one? Quentin Tarantino?
Yeah, the Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, that's Hateful Eight.
So in the Hateful Eight, you have what's the guy's name? It's not Russell.
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
That's his. So he has that guitar, right? And so what had happened is they had gotten that guitar like on
Oh,
loan
yeah.
from the Gibson Museum of Guitars, and it's a priceless guitar, right? And so what they didn't know, like that guy's apparently he's a sweetheart, right, in real life.
Oh, he's awesome,
And
dude.
so like so he had that guitar, and there's in the scene he's supposed to smash it like he does, right? And so everybody except for him on set knew that they were supposed to stop. Well, apparently he didn't get told or he'd forgotten. And so when he smashes that guitar, he's smashing a priceless Gibson guitar. And so the reaction that the girl has in that is like, oh crap, because like it shouldn't have happened, right? And dude, apparently he felt so bad when that happened. Like, but that's insane. Like that's the price the guitar just gone.
Yeah.
He just like
It's crazy the reaction that we do have to instruments that have that level of like it's just a thing. It's like this
Yeah.
table, but what we create from those and why there's those
It's
price
the
points
memories.
on them, we're creating nothing out of air. Like the concept of like the guitars or violins specifically, the violins that are millions of dollars. That's so strange. It's weird, but it's like what comes from it.
Yeah.
You know. So it's yeah. I mean I would have the reaction too. I would fall to the ground freaking out.
It's pretty intense. So. And yeah, apparently he was like super like upset about it, and then they lost so much of their budget
Because he's a musician. Like he's legitimate. Like remember the Santa movie on Netflix, which was really good with Kurt Russell. Did you watch it
Well,
finally?
he's one of my favorite actors, so yeah.
That blues scene.
Yeah, he
oh,
was
it was so
awesome.
much fun. But as a musician, like that would kill you. Like I would feel like throwing up. I'm sure he felt like throwing up.
And
He probably threw up.
I bet he did. Like
Yeah.
it's totally understandable. Because that's like such a huge part of history, and then like. Being a musician, that'd feel bad. It's like, I don't know. It's just a cool thing that happened. And cool is the wrong word, but it's a thing that happened that's interesting for sure, just like Lord of the Rings thing. So, but we've been going for an hour 15. How long do you want to do this?
I don't know.
We're going to do this for 24 hours. We're going to do
We're doing
the
a
Le
24-hour
Mans
podcast.
24-hour challenge.
Well, okay. So
We're going to go ahead and wrap this up.
We're gonna wrap this little thing up here.
yeah. So till next time.
Adios.
Bye bye.